Hello everybody, Gibbs Mac here, and today I'm going to be talking about the RPG in Battlefield Hardline, and more specifically in the Hotwire game mode. So if you don't know, in Battlefield Hardline, there are RPGs, as well as some other battle pickups, that you can not only pick up off the ground, but you can also put in the trunk of your vehicle. Now, I believe the RPG is $42,000 to put in the back of your trunk of your car, so it's just like a gadget on your car, and the RPG is actually very powerful. Now, this has been something that the community is kind of divided on. I mean, there's people that think that the RPG is fun, they think that it's a fair weapon, and that, since it is, a power weapon, that it's fair. And then there's other people on the other side that say that it's not fair. There's not enough counters to it, and it's just a cheap weapon. So, I'm going to be talking about it, and this has been something that Thaddeus Sasser, who's the lead multiplayer designer on Battlefield Hardline, he makes a lot of changes to Battlefield Hardline, and he's been talking about this recently, and he has been talking about the RPG, and recently he made a poll on Straw Poll, and I'll have a link to it in the description if you want to go check it out. But it says, would you like to see the RPG in the back of a trunk of cars removed or replaced? And there's three options. It said the first option is no, I love the RPG. The second option is yes, I hate the RPG. And the third option is whatever. Over half of the percentage of people have said that yes, I hate the RPG. So and if you want to go check out the complete poll, then you can check that out in the description and see how many people actually voted, if you want to go check that out. But since there is over half of the people have voted to say yes, they hate the RPG, and recently Thaddeus Sasser made a post on Reddit, and I'm gonna have that in the description as well, and he says, quote, "To be clear, this is just an opinion poll. We don't decide things based on a simple survey with limited options with a couple hundred people participated. That's not an accurate representation of the player base. This is based on my curiosity, and I also hope to use it as a comparison or control to perform the same poll after our currently planned changes go into the game. At this time, we don't plan to remove the RPG from the trunks, but rather reduce the ammo, and reduce the splash radius. This will hopefully make it less frequent and require more skill, but at the same time still allow those skillful, highly rewarded moments when you hit that utility van with a full squad and rack up the points. It should also make the track and dart slightly more valuable, as it will help ensure your one shot doesn't miss. I'll be really interested to see if the sentiment changes once the above described tweaks go in. If there is a large shift towards keep it, or I don't have an opinion in the results from the sample, I'd take it as an indication we are right on track. And then he also says, we don't plan on taking all the gadgets out of the mode. That seems silly to us. So, now, personally, I have been playing Hotwire quite a bit in Battlefield Hardline. It's a pretty fun mode. And in the beta, I really liked Hotwire. And, it was kind of a surprising mode for me, but I actually really did like it. And, it's just a fun mode, in my opinion. But in the beta, I rarely got blown up by RPGs. Maybe it was just because it was the beta, or maybe it was just not many people knew that you could actually buy the RPG in trunks. I saw it a bit more later in the beta. Once the beta was out for a few days, I saw it a little bit more, but not too much. And what I've seen is a lot of people have been running the RPG in the trunks. And whenever I play Hotwire now, it's really like I just keep getting blown up by RPGs. And while I will say RPGs are pretty fun to use, they are very rewarding to take out a full squad of guys in a sedan or in a van. It is, in my opinion, not the most skillful kill. A one-hit kill to a van, and then you get a 5 kill, or you get 5 kills. That's not, in my opinion, the most skillful thing. If you guys can relate, I mean, it's really like there's no counter to it. And that's my biggest problem with it. Whenever you're driving like a sedan or a van, it's really hard to actually not get hit by an RPG. Say hear the RPG, which has a pretty distinct sound, which I actually kind of like. So you can know, okay, there's an RPG guy shooting an RPG because it has a pretty distinct sound with it. But still, it's like if you hear that and you see it, if you see the RPG, which is pretty easy to see the RPG, it's almost like there's no way getting out of it. You know what I mean? You just have to accept your death at that point. Which I don't feel like, you know, taking out a full squad of guys, you know, just with one hit of an RPG is the most, I don't want to say it doesn't take skill, but at the same time, I don't think you should be getting a triple kill, a quad kill. I don't think you should be getting a pentakill for just shooting at a van with an RPG. You know, and that's just my opinion on it. Now, I do think that, okay, if you hit like if you hit the helicopter with an RPG, sure, I guess you could kind of say that is kind of rewarding of a 6 kill, or, you know, depending on how many people are in the transport chopper. I mean, it's not the hardest shot to hit, especially if it was low to the ground, but it is harder, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion would probably be the same on this. It's not as easy to take down a helicopter as it is, you know, with an RPG at least, as it is to take out, like, let's say, a van that's on the ground. That's not that, you know, that doesn't change elevation really unless they hit a jump. The only vehicle I can really say kind of can get out of a situation where the guy has an RPG is only really the bike. That's really it. I mean, you can maybe get out of a few situations in like a coupe if you have a stunt driver on, but other than that, if you get hit by an RPG, and I know the RPG is a one-hit kill to pretty much every Hotwire vehicle. In my opinion, I do think that it should be taken out of Hotwire. But hopefully with these changes that they are going to be making to the RPG, like reduced ammo and reduced splash radius. Now the ammo on the RPG already isn't high, so it's probably only going to be one shot. And splash radius. The splash radius is actually quite high on the RPG, especially for taking out players. I personally think that also the RPG should be less effective at taking out players. I don't know if there's like a separate damage setup where, you know, say the RPG does better against armor, but it doesn't do that much damage against a player. Because I do think, you know, it's pretty good against players, so I think that it could be nerfed that way. But that's pretty much it. I just want to get your guys' thoughts as well. But one nerf I would make to this, if I could make a nerf to this, and I mean honestly I would consider taking it out of Hotwire. I don't know, you know, about the MGs and all that that you can't get out of your trunk. I don't think those are as bad. But I think the RPG, I think what it should be is you only get it once per match. Because you'll have people that just spam RPGs. Like, they'll get one of their friends to keep driving SUV or a sedan over to their area. They'll take the RPG out of the trunk, camp an area, or get it in the sedan and just drive around killing shooting RPGs at everybody. I don't think that's probably my biggest problem with it, and especially because the maps for Hotwire aren't that big. It really makes it like, oh, that guy's an RPG, I'm in a tanker, he's gonna come kill me. And that, you know, that's just kind of my problem with it. But if, you know, they could only use it once per match, it would be way more valuable. Like, do I want to use it at the very start of the match, or do I want to wait a little bit and try and get, you know, tons of enemies out of a van or something? I think that would be pretty cool. But let me know what you would change to this. Do you think that you know, the RPG should be taken out of Hotwire, or do you think that it should be taken out just the trunks? I think the battle pickups are pretty well balanced. I think, you know, if you pick it up an RPG, that's fine by me. But I think the RPG out of the trunks is just a little too much for me. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you also want to vote on the poll, you can. So you can vote on there, and you can also, I'll have if you want to go to Reddit that's on this, where Thaddeus Sasser, where he talks about nerfing the RPG. You can check that out as well as in the description. So let me know what you think in the comments and what you'd nerf to this. So hope you enjoy. Feedback's always appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next video.